I know. I know it's still airing. I know it hasn't finished airing. Why is it number 2? Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's your girlfriendly drama queen, and today I have another list for y'all. And today's list is on historical rom-coms. It was oddly hard to compile this list because I found that not a lot of these rom-coms that were made in historical times were actually funny to me, and I only wanted to talk about dramas that I found actually funny. This one was a bit hard. Also in this video I'll be ranking them. I've heard you guys. I will be ranking them, and we can kind of debate that in the comment section because it was kind of hard for me, but I'm going to try and defend my options. I really like watching these lighthearted historical dramas because they don't take themselves too seriously. They're not trying to be historically accurate, so they can go places in the plot that are just ridiculous and funny, and it's crazy fun, and it's just like, I'm here for it all. So yeah, that being said, I have 10 dramas on this list, and yeah, we can get into it. At number 10, I have rookie historian Goo Hae. So this drama centers around a young woman who's interning at the palace to become one of the first female historians of that time. It's typically a male-dominated field, so she has to navigate sexism, corruption, and other sorts of prejudice in the palace. And the drama follows her love story with the outcast prince when she becomes assigned to be his historian. So this one's on Netflix, and it was an easy watch for me. I loved the show, but it's an easy 10 for me. Like, it's easy that it's last on this list also because I just feel like of all the other dramas on this list, the chemistry between this couple was the weakest. Yeah, I think it was the weakest. I'm not quite sure why I feel this way. Maybe it's just stiff competition, but it has all the little things I look for in rom-com dramas. It's funny, it's pretty set, pretty costuming, and I did like the characters individually. I just don't think I bought them together. But also I love Cha Eun-woo, and he's really the reason I clicked on this. So if you're a Cha Eun-woo fan, then it doesn't even matter. Just go watch it and you'll be fine. At number 9, I have Love in the Moonlight. Okay, stay with me. Love in the Moonlight is about a young woman who disguises herself as a man to support herself by ghostwriting. She ends up in a situation where she becomes the eunuch for the king, and then as they navigate the palace shenanigans, they end up falling in love. So it's like a forbidden love between a prince and his eunuch. Premise-wise, this sounds like super funny. It's off the wall, it's ridiculous, and that is why I wanted to watch it in the first place, and I did enjoy that. Like, also a lot of the way I'm ranking this is by couple chemistry, and I just think overall in this list, this is a number 9. It has one of the cutest, the piggyback scene in this drama I think is one of the cutest. So if you like Park Bo-gum, you like Kim Yoo-jun, I think check it out anyway. At number 8, we have Sungkyungkwan Scandal. I said that right the first time. Anyway, it follows a young woman who, it's a gender bender. She dresses up as a boy to earn a living as a book transcriber. She ends up kind of infiltrating a university that is only for males. Then she ends up falling in love with one of the guys she meets at the school. So this is an oldie but a goodie. This is my first, this is actually the first time I watched. That was my foray into lighthearted historical rom-coms, so nostalgia is what's driving it, but I still think it's pretty funny. I definitely thought it was funny. Park Min-young is good in this one. I think that this drama is pretty iconic because the visuals are kind of memorable, like the coloring choices, the costume, the set design. It's just imprinted in my brain, and I don't know if it's because it's one of the first ones I've watched, but yeah, I enjoyed this one. At number 7, we have My Sassy Girl. My Sassy Girl follows a respected scholar who becomes in charge of, he's essentially sent to babysit the mischievous princess. So it kind of, the plot derails a little bit from the original Sassy Girl, but in terms of characterizations of the princess and the scholar, it's pretty close to the movie. This one was all in all funny. I don't think it did super well in terms of like ratings and people loving it. That's because it's being compared to like the hit movie, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think it's a decent watch. There's nothing, I think maybe its only downfall is that it can get lost in a sea of other rom-com historical dramas, but it's a great watch still. I still found it funny, so you can watch it. At number 6, I have Splash Splash Love, and this one is not a full show. It's actually a special. It's 2 episode special, but it follows a high school student who's not so great in math, who ends up being transported 100 years into the past, into the Joseon kingdom, and then she meets a king who is trying to learn math, and so she ends up kind of tutoring the king and they fall in love. It's cute. This drama is absolutely cute, and it is number 6 for me over other dramas, solely because I did think the chemistry here between the leads it was really great. This doesn't have any pacing issues. If you want to watch a lighthearted historical drama but you don't have the time, this is like a good one to get your feet wet with. And overall, I mean, it still has the workings of what you would like in a lighthearted rom-com. It has rom-com tropes in it, and it's a quick watch, so I like this one. At number 5, we have The King's Affection, and The King's Affection is the drama I used to calibrate my list. It's set in the Joseon period where twins were considered a bad sign. So when the crown princess gave birth to twins, she sent the daughter twin away and kept the male twin. But then when they grew up later on and the male twin ended up being killed, the female twin has to end up impersonating the male twin for the rest of her life, essentially. And then she ends up falling in love with her bodyguard. I believe he was a bodyguard. Okay, the things I loved. I love the premise already. It's a gender bender drama where the girl is disguising herself and she gets to be in such a high position of power. I like that. I like Rowan, the actor. Yep, bias is showing. I like the set design. I like the costuming. I like the cinematography. It's a pretty show. I would give it all of that. And obviously I love the show, that's why it's on this list. I think the complaint or the little quibble that I have is that tonally it was not consistent. When I first started, it was intense with the political stuff, and I wasn't getting a lot of rom-com vibes. But if you're just a little bit patient, it does pick up, and then it delivers on the rom-com hijinks. I guess what I'm trying to say is I didn't initially find the show very funny because it was so heavy on the palace stuff, but later on it finds its footing and delivered on that front. So I think it's still a good one. This was also the show that had me thinking a lot about why there aren't many, or if any, and please let me know in the comments if there are, historical dramas that are just like purely slice of life. Like, not rom-com, not like comedy hijinks, it just follows a mundane person in a historical period doing mundane things. Like My Liberation Notes, but like in a historical setting. I wonder, are they dramas like that? If there are, please let me know in the comments, because I don't know why, but this show is what had me thinking about that. But other than that, it's a great show to watch. Other than the tonal inconsistencies, I thought the coupling was great. I like the actress in here, I like Rowan. I like Rowan, so it's all good. Okay, so at number 4, we have 100 Days, My Prince. This one has my heart. This is on Netflix. This follows the story of a crown prince who loses his memory and ends up marrying a commoner woman. And so he has to adjust to the life of being a commoner while he regains his memories of being a prince. I just really like this one. It's a true rom-com to me. I found it generally funny through and through. I thought that the balance of romance and the political intrigue stuff was pretty spot on. It was good. It had a good ending. I like the chemistry. I loved Dio in this. He really surprised me, guys. He really did. I loved him in this show. And it's a pretty show. The costuming is great. The cinematography is great. Lighting is great. And I mean, you just can't go wrong here. I like this one. I think we're at the point where in these rankings, these are pretty much neck and neck. I don't really like one over the other. I'm just really struggling here to give a reason. Okay, so number 3, we have Tale of Nokdu. This is the prettiest drama I've ever seen. Okay, so it follows a man who basically disguises himself as a woman, which is a gender reversal, to infiltrate an all-female community. And he does this to try and catch, I don't want to get into the politics of it all, but essentially he dresses up as a woman and comes into this widow village, and then he ends up falling in love with this girl in the village who also has her side story of training to become a jiseng to get revenge against the king. I didn't really explain that properly, but I'm sorry. It is a really cute drama. It's pretty. I mean, if there's anything you're gonna get out of this, it is the prettiest drama on this list to me. Costuming wise, the way it was shot, that's what sticks out to me. The chemistry, also great. The romance is, I mean, we're neck and neck here, so you can't go wrong with this one. Just go watch it. Anyway, at number 2, we have The Forbidden Marriage. I know. I know it's still airing. I know it hasn't finished airing. Why is it number 2? It could change. It could change. This show could finish airing and I could change my mind. So at number 2, we have The Forbidden Marriage, which follows the love story between a prince and a con woman. The prince basically is grieving the loss of his wife, so he ends up putting a marriage ban on the kingdom, and the marriage ban has been lasting for quite a while, and the con woman ends up she's kind of like doing illegal things by marrying people secretly, and she gets caught, and her way of getting out of the whole situation is pretending that she could get possessed by the spirit of his dead wife. I know it sounds bleak, but this show is hilarious. This show is so funny. I don't know why I particularly find this show funny, but okay. And y'all are like, it's number 2, it's not even finished airing. Yeah, you're right. It could finish airing and I could probably just move it to like maybe number 7 if it has a shit ending, but I really doubt that it's gonna have a bad ending. It's just a cute drama. The prince is super naive, and the girl, I think what's selling it for me is the lead actress here. She's so charming as this con woman, because maybe it was being played by someone else, I would feel icky about the whole situation, because like preying on the prince's grief is a bit icky. But she's so funny. She's so funny and she's so direct. I like the way her character is written a lot, and I think she's carrying the show, if I'm being real honest with you. But yeah, I like the show a lot. Also, one thing I appreciate about the show is that it is really lighthearted. It does not take itself seriously at all. It's trying to be funny the whole way through. And there is no love triangle here, because she's super blunt with the second lead from like pretty early on in the episodes. She's pretty much like, I don't like you. And I just find that that's not as common in Korean dramas, so I really appreciated that.
엄마, 잘 먹었습니다. 이제 얼른 들어가서 쉬세요.
Okay, so my number one lighthearted recommendation for anyone is Mr. Queen. No one should be surprised here. Mr. Queen is that show. It is that show. So it follows a chef from the modern time who finds himself, he transmigrates, or he finds himself thrown into the past, and he's in the body of a queen. And while he's in the body of the queen, he has to navigate, you know, being a female and also like being in the royal setup. And he also ends up meeting and ultimately fall in love with the king, who also has his own secret situation. He's hiding his intelligence so that he doesn't get as targeted by the other palace politics situation that's happening. Yeah, this one is It's hard to even describe why I like this so much, but I think it's the characters. Yeah, it's the characters for me. I just really think Shin Hae-sun did a really good job here with portraying herself as a man in a woman's body. It's so funny. I laughed every single episode of this show. I thought the king also did a good job. Like, I forget his name, but I liked the characters individually, and then I liked them together. I also liked even the secondary characters. I liked the overall plot of this show. I thought it was unique. It's a fresh take on this whole gender reversal. I'm not gonna quibble too much about the like the logistics of it all when it comes to who actually fell in love with the prince, whether it was the queen herself or whether it was, you know, the chef, the male chef. Yeah, people have different opinions on that one. And I don't care who he fell in love with, because for me, Shin Hae-sun carried that drama, and I would have shipped the queen, or I would have shipped Bong Hwa. I don't care. All I know is I like the way the show progressed. I like the way it ended. Very, very pretty as well. This has everything I look for in a lighthearted rom-com set in historical time. The politicking was well balanced, like all the stuff happening with the palace. I didn't lose interest in that. The characters were well written, and the love story was intriguing and captivating. The cinematography was nice, the coloring, the lighting, everything. To me, this drama is basically a 10 out of 10. So that is my #1 pick. And that's it, guys, for my top 10 picks for my lighthearted historical rom-coms. Do let me know if you agree, which one I'm missing. I don't know if I'm missing any, but you let me know in the comments below. I also want to take a moment here to say, if you like this video, please subscribe, join the little community. I can't believe it, but I think I'm at like 400 subscribers now. Thank you all to my subscribers. If you also want to see more lists, let me know in the ideas in the comment section what lists you want to see, and I will make them. As always, it's your girl, Friendly Drama Queen, and catch you in our next video. Bye!